I don't know if you remember Lizzo. Lizzo is like a larger pop culture figure. She's sort of famous for being a big girl, is the phrase that she uses. And she's a singer and talks about body positivity and all this. Lizzo just got in trouble because, I kid you not, she went on a diet. Monday, December 21st, the historical docuseries Apollo 11, What We Saw, will be available exclusively at dailywire.com. This takes a detailed look at the Apollo 11 mission to land a man on the moon. It's a terrific series to watch with your loved ones over the Christmas season. The way I think about these three categories, conservatism, liberalism, and leftism or wokeism or whatever, is the conservatism says you should follow the conservative moral standard and respect conservative institutions, the traditional institutions, and maybe have some deference toward your forebears and the founding fathers and your parents, and have some loyalty and have some patriotism and recognize your duty in this world. That's kind of the conservative view. Then the leftist view is just like a flip of that, which is you should follow the new leftist, radical, politically correct moral order. You should feel entitlement. You should feel sort of disdain for the past, because the past was bad and the future is better. So you should feel really good about yourself and about the future, but you should hate the past and basically have the opposite of patriotism, have disdain for your country because you're going to move into this wonderful future. But they are sort of parallel ideas. They're just a mirror image of one another. And then in the middle, you have liberalism. And liberalism says, do what you want. Do what you want. If it feels good, do it. If it's not bothering anybody, and it's not affecting the politics and it's just private, then just do whatever you want. Now, the reason that liberalism is unstable is, of course, because the things that we do, that we sometimes pretend are private, do have political effects. A good example of this is if gender, or the gender ideology. I'm a man, but I say I now identify as a woman. Okay, that's a private choice, but it has public effect, because now I'm going to go use the women's bathroom. Well, am I allowed to do that? Obviously affects other people. Now I'm going to insist that everyone else call me a woman. Call me she. Well, now I'm infringing on someone else's private choice, aren't I? But it's my private. So whose private choice gets to win? Obviously, these private choices have a public effect. And it's the liberalism that we're talking about today is pretty incoherent, but it's very, very popular. And it goes off the rails real quick. Lizzo, this sort of larger performer, went on a diet last month. She is, I'm not in any way making fun of the way she looks or anything, but she is objectively not that healthy. It is not healthy to carry around that much weight. And so if she's going to do something for her, she said she had these physical symptoms that go along with her kind of the way she had been eating. So she decides she wants to just fix those symptoms and feel a little bit better. So she goes on a diet, and people were furious because she is supposed to embrace whatever lifestyle she wants. And never mind that she's changed what lifestyle she wants. Now they're saying, no, you're came to fame as the pro-fat, pro-body positivity woman. And so you need to remain fat. You need to pursue your own appetites to their extreme and never even think about changing them. And you know what Lizzo did after she went on this diet? She apologized.
I did the 10-day smoothie detox, and as you know, I would normally be so afraid and ashamed to post things like this online, because I feel like as a big girl, people just expect if you are doing something for health, you're doing it for like a dramatic weight loss. And that is not the case. In reality, November stressed me the out. I drank a lot. I ate a lot of spicy things and things that my stomach up. And I wanted to reverse it and get back to where I was. I'm so proud of myself. I'm proud of my results. My sleep has improved, my hydration, my inner peace, my mental stability, my body, my skin, the whites of my eyes. Like, I feel and look like a bad bitch. And I think like, that's it. I'm a big girl who did a smoothie detox. And I wanted to share that with you guys. I got exactly what I wanted out of it. And every big girl should do whatever the they want with their bodies.
This is very confusing. Because on the one hand, you're saying, the thing I did to get healthier really felt good and I feel really great about it. But also, you should do whatever the F you want with your body. Well, if you're saying it makes you feel better and it's good, then why don't you recommend that to other people? And why this confessional approach? I'm sorry, I went on a diet. I'm sorry. Seriously, when Catholics when Catholics confess their sins, they go to a confessional, right? Just like you see in the movies. You go into the confessional and there's the priest there and you say, tell me your sins. One sin that when you're making your examination of conscience and you confess, a sin is gluttony. Gluttony is a sin. Drinking too much is a sin. And if you've been eating a little too much, maybe you're stress eating, I don't know, I've been stress eating a lot, I got a lot going on in the last couple of months. That can be sinful if you do that willfully. And so you would confess it. And this is just the exact flip of that. It's like the left-wing confession. You say, I did not overeat this month. I'm sorry. My fault. Through my most grievous fault, I did not overdrink. I only drank a little bit this month. I'm sorry. I didn't pursue my appetites to their fullest extent. Now, maybe you're saying, Michael, you're reading too much into Lizzo's apology for going on a diet to her fans. I don't think so. She actually had to publish a second apology, which was she wasn't wearing as much clothing in this one, so it was, maybe just listen to this. I don't know, who knows? She had to give this second apology to offer the philosophical basis for the reason she apologized in the first place.
Your body is perfectly yours, even if it ain't perfect to anybody else. If you only knew the complexities your body possesses, you would be so proud of it. I'm so proud of you for making it this far in a society that gives us a head start into self-loathing, that hands us a dysmorphic mirror and leaves us desperate to catch up with who we think we should be. I've spent so much time in this body, and I am no different than you. Still struggling to find balance, still trying to mend my relationship with food, my anxiety, my back fat. It gets easier. I've spent my hardest days trying to love me. If I have any advice, it is to eat, drink, move, rest. Your job is to grow. Your job is to figure it out along the way. Regardless of what I or any so-called expert says, you love you. And I hope you remember that.
No. No, whatever philosophical view that is, no, not that. You should not hate yourself. You should not hate your body. You should not be proud of your body either. You should not consider your body to be the be-all and end-all of your life. Both of those things are pretty bad. Both of those things can lead to eating disorders, by the way. Obsessing all the time about your body, whether that you're too fat or that you're too skinny or that whatever. Those can lead to anorexia. They can lead to morbid obesity. The problem with this is, this point of view, this liberalism, I guess, tells you to focus above all on yourself, what you want, what your appetites are, how you feel that you want to identify. Frankly, even if it has not, talk about another dysmorphic ideology, the idea that your physical body has nothing to do with your true self, which is, you see this expressed most clearly in gender ideology, that, you can look like a man, but actually deep down be a woman. And you just keep thinking, what am I? What am I? Who am I? What am I? Me, I, me, my, I, me, my. The key is not to think more of yourself. It's not to think less of yourself, for that matter. It's to think of yourself less. Focus on other things. There are other things out there in the world. And the way this breaks down then is, when you kind of get out of this childish liberalism, then you can either go the conservative route and say, okay, there's something outside of myself, and it looks kind of like this moral order, and it's kind of looks like these traditional things, and it looks like the 7 virtues, and and the vices, and don't do the vices, and okay, right. And then the other way you can go is the woke view, that leftism offers a coherent moral framework. It's internally consistent. It's objectively incoherent, though, right? When you look at it, it's like a completely inverted moral framework. And this you, do whatever you want. If it feels good, do it. Liberalism in the middle, that doesn't make any sense. And the conservatives who think, well, let's just go for that. That's stable. That's a truce. It's not. You have to pick a side. And obviously the liberal establishment has trended woke for 100 years. I mean, it's been going on for so long. And if you think that as we're getting a more liberal government again, that you're going to fight that by retreating to this lame, meek liberalism, it ain't going to work, buddy. You need to be able to say things. Say moral truths, say political truths, actually have some courage, actually say people should do this sort of thing, they shouldn't do this sort of thing. That's not un-American, that's not illiberal even. That's how politics is and has always been.